Hello guys, welcome to revise for the third quarter exam that will be tomorrow. Our session today is very important. I would like grade 12B to join the session today to revise as grade 12A. But okay, I record the session. Here, let's begin with the first question, which is, focus with me. How to apply the general power rule? It's a kind of applying a chain rule, the first lesson during this third quarter. Okay, if we have fx, please focus, equal to x to power 5 plus 3x minus 5 all to power 6. For example, find, that is the first question, the first kind of question that you may find like it in the exam. dy by dx, or by another way, the derivative of fx. Just apply the general power rule, which states what? U to power n, if we find its derivative, it will be n multiply u raised to power decreased by 1 multiply u prime. I think it's so easy. That is the first question I'd like to revise with you. The power, okay, it will be 6 multiply the bracket, okay, 3x minus 5 all to power 5 multiply, don't forget, the derivative what inside the bracket. General power rule is a chain rule also, okay? The derivative of a composite function. Here it will be 10x, the derivative what? Inside, plus 3. Now to simplify, I distribute 6 on the bracket, which raised to power 1, not more. So it will be what? 2x squared plus 3x minus 5 all to power 5 multiply, okay? Okay, then multiply the derivative by the others one. It will be what? 60x plus 18. Okay, that will be the derivative. I think it's okay. Okay, that is the first question. That is the first what? Question. Okay, this question for applying the general power rule. How to apply it? It is kind of the question that will be in the exam. As you learn it. For question number 2, I'll give you what second idea. If we have fx equal x to power, as I solved it with the grade x to power grade 12A in the live session, all of these example I solved it already with them. Find what? Find f prime x. How to find it? And you have to write it in the simplest form. One friend told me, Miss, we will apply the general power what? Rule. Let's apply, sorry, not the general power, the product rule. Where is u? Okay, u, it will be x to power 3. What is its derivative? U prime, it will be 3x what? Square. V, it will be e to power negative 2x. That is exponential function, composite function. So its derivative, if you remember, e to power u, it's a derivative, the derivative of a natural exponential function, it will be u prime e to power u. The derivative of the exponent multiplies the exponential function. What is the derivative of the exponent? Negative 2. Okay, multiply the exponential function. Without rule, you will not solve any problem. Then use what? Cross product. I think it's clear. Okay, here it will be fx prime, the derivative of the function. Please, when we multiply variable raised to power, multiply this one, I prefer to write the number, then the variable, then the natural exponential function. And I prefer to write 2 first, x to power 3, e to power negative, I prefer to write it in this form. Okay, that is the product of this one. The second product here, it would be plus, by the same way, 3x to power 2, e to power negative 2x. Then simplify. As you know here, by taking what? Common factor, because the results will be in the simplest form. The exam, it will be multiple choices. You have to solve in a blank paper, then choose the answer as your answer, okay? In this case, I'll take what is the common factor, as you see here, Miss X here repeated. I'll take X with the least common, the least power. E to power negative 2x repeated here, and I'll take it as a common factor. Then divide each term by the common factor. 2 and here as 1, and negative 2. X to power 3 divide x to power 2, it will be x. This one cancel, it will be cancelled, okay? If we divide this one plus 3, x to power 2, cancel e to power x. But I don't like to keep this result where is the first term in the bracket with negative sign. I prefer to write it in this form. 3, just rearrange, such that I begin with the positive number. Just rearrange. Then choose the result as you have in the multiple choices. Here, how to apply the product rule. But when we apply the product rule, we meet what? Chain rule. Here is called the chain rule. E to power negative 2x is a chain rule. Okay, if the power is another function, not only x. That is the second kind of question that you will meet in the exam. I give you example. Okay, third kind of question, look here. Third kind of question, question 3. I know all of you know how to find the critical number. Here, if I ask you find the critical numbers, okay? Of what? Of this function, which is what? Of f of s, which means s to power 3 minus 2s square plus 5. Means how to find the critical number. As we know, the critical number, the values of the x or the domain, the values of x or, okay, such that the derivative of the function 0 or does not exist. In this case, as I explained before, means when we find the critical number in 2 steps. The first step, find the derivative. Since we are talking about polynomial function, I find only the zeros of this function. What is the derivative of this function in s? Power rule 3s square minus 4 what? S. That is what? That derivative. The second step, finds the zeros. Okay? Here, 3s square minus 4s, it will be what? 0. Take s as a common factor, implies s as a common factor, it will be divide, it will be 3s. Minus 4, it will be what? 0. This implies to what? S equal 0, or from here, goes to the other side here, s equal 4 over 3 are critical number. Since the domain here, all real number, and all of the values of s here are in real numbers, so the critical numbers are critical number. Okay, the critical number, the function must be defined at it. That is the third kind of question that you will meet in the exam. I hope you understand. Okay, now let's solve a fourth kind of question. But as a discussion, this one as a discussion, I'll show you. Here means from the graph I can identify the derivative of the value of the derivative at the extrema. Here, as you know, here, this one, it has what? Corner, and it is what? Extrema. Here, the derivative at A is what? Does not exist. From the graph, I can identify the value of the derivative at the extrema. This one, which has a sharp point at what? B. If a derivative at B does not exist. If we have a cusp in the same way, means, but if the graph is smooth like this one here, or has a horizontal tangent, here the derivative at this extrema is what? Equal 0. I think it's clear. I'll give you example, that is this one to remind you. The question is that we will have like it if we have a graph like this one. I ask you to tell me what is the extreme at this point, for example, 1 or 2 and 1. What is the value of the derivative at the indicated what? Extrema? It will be what? The derivative at 1 equal what? 0. You will tell me what? 0. Or does not exist as according to the shape of the graph. That is the fourth kind of question. Maybe I gave you in the exam how to identify the extrema. As I gave you in the worksheet, in the revision sheet, I support you all of the time, grade 12. Here, for example, if I give you graph like this one, please focus. Here, can you tell me here at what? A, here at B, on this closed interval, on this what? Closed, or this interval, open interval, okay? Here, C, can you tell me what is the kind of the extrema this function has? This function what? Has on a closed interval. Since we are talking about the extreme on a closed interval, so we have maximum or minimum. In this case, we find this one. This function has, function f has what? F of x has minimum relative, minimum value, okay, relative what? Minimum value at x equal what? B. But has no relative maximum value because I can identify where is the greatest value. This one here, I can consider it is the greatest value because, or relative maximum because the function undefined at A. So fx has no relative maximum. It has relative minimum at x equal b because that is the least value if we compare it with the corresponding what value. It has relative minimum because at it the function is what? Defined. I can identify that it's relative. And the behavior of the function before it change, okay, relative minimum. But here the function undefined, I can consider it what? Relative maximum because the function must be defined at the extrema. Clear? Like this graph. I give you graph to identify where is the, okay, as you know, the function must be defined at the extrema. If the function is not defined, I can consider it extrema, has no extrema at A. Okay, it has no relative maximum. Okay, or you can say it has no relative maximum. That is the fifth kind of question. Maybe we will see like them in the exam. That is the fifth kind, that is fourth. Okay, that is the fifth kind of question. Okay, I'll try to complete another 5 kind of question that you will meet in the exam, like relative minimum value, maximum value, how to use what the implicit differentiation to find the implicit differentiation, okay, or the properties of natural logarithmic function. All of these you will see in the exam. Okay, I'll try to record another one for you. Bye bye, have a nice day. Please study well for the exam. Thank you.